Let's learn about NumPy arrays and how to create them. So NumPy arrays are have a library, and the main part of NumPy is NumPy arrays, which is quite similar to Python list. NumPy arrays need to have the same element, like a number or integer. This makes working with numerical numbers very easy and quick and faster rather than dealing with lists, and you can work with big data set. So the first thing we're gonna do is import NumPy. You can do it using import NumPy as NP. NP is an alias that is widely used in when you are working with NumPy. It make it easier. Rather than writing NumPy, you can just write NP to use the method that is already available to you. So you're gonna run this, and we have the NumPy. So now let's see how can we create array. So the main, as we have already discussed, the main component of NumPy is the arrays, and the way you can create an array is you can say np, which we used an alias. You can have you use the array function, and you can put a list in this like 1 2 4 5, and when we run it we will see we have an array. And let's see what type of array this is. This is a NumPy ND array. So NumPy ND array are very special. You can do a lot of things with them that you can't do with regular arrays. So what we created was a 1D array. You see, if I say a dot shape, see I just have 5 columns. I don't have any one row. So this is a 1D array, and I can create an array with 0. I can create a 0 dimension array, which is just a number. And if I put it this, let's see, the type of p is still a NumPy array. So now let's create a 2D array. So this is my array. Now I'm gonna put my first row, then I'm gonna put my second row, and let's print this out and see now 1 2 3 is my first row, 4 5 6 is my second row, and this is 1 4 that is my column, 2 5 3 5. So you got a 2D array. You can also create a 3D array. We can create a 3D array. So if I print C, I get this 3D array. Other way to create higher dimensional array is if I just have a list 1 2 3 4 5, and I can pass a variable how many dimensions I want. Let's see, do 5, and print out how we see this array, and we have the 5-dimension array. Okay, so now let's see how can we create other type of arrays. So we can also create a complex number array filled with complex number. Like basically I'm just gonna put my list, and I'm gonna say d type complex, and you see this j. In NumPy they use j instead of I. If you did math, I think in engineering they use j, but in math or physics we use I, so it doesn't really matter, but you should know this is a complex number array. And you can always let's do the same thing. You can always specify what type of data you want. I can say I want integer, maybe I want float, and let's see how it. So now you see this point which specify this is a floating point number. And one other ways to create array that can be helpful is a 0 array. If I want a array with all the 0 elements, and writing it as a list is gonna take so much time, and NumPy has a function called 0, and you can specify what dimension of 0 array I want. If I do 3, I'm gonna get a 1-dimensional array with 3 elements. And imagine if I can say give me an array of 3 by 3, so you get 3 by 3 matrix with 0 element. You can also specify the data type, which is d type. If I want it to be integer, I am gonna run 0 0 0. I can also create an identity matrix. If you know, identity matrix is diagonal elements are 1 and everything else is 0, and NumPy has its own a function where I can create identity matrix. I get a 3 by 3 matrix, and I can do, imagine if I do 4, I'm gonna get an identity matrix 4 by 4. Okay, and in this case also you can also specify what type of data you want. If I want int type, I can say integer. And if we did with array with zeros, we can do array with ones if you want every element to be one. And this also works like 3 by 3 d type. Let's say I want integer, so you get every element to be a 1 1 1. And other ways to do array initialization is NP. There is an arrange function. So if I want 5 element from 0 to 5, because if I want element from 0 to 5, I can just say, let's say I want int, let's print it out. So I get, rather than typing a whole list, I can just use arrange function. And you can also use so starting point, you can also see what is my starting point and the in what step you want it. So I want to say d type int, so it started from 1 and went and took a step of 2 and 3, go to 3, and you have then 5. So this is the main type of arrays you want. You can always Google what kind of array initialization you need, and it will give you, and if not, you can use some kind of trick to get an array you want. If you think this was helpful, like, share and subscribe.